As we all know that a linked list is made up of nodes. In our previous video lectures, we have understood the concept of singly linked list. Now in today's lecture, we will try to understand the concept of doubly linked list. Right over here, in case of doubly linked list, we need to modify the structure of its node. Instead of containing two parts of a node, doubly linked list is made up of three parts. The node of doubly linked list contains one data part and two address part. First address contains the address to the next node and the second address part contains the address to previous node. That is why you can see over here, instead of only two parts, we have declared total three members in the struct student. Okay, I have typedef my structure with the LL. So now onwards, if I would like to use struct student in my program, I can use it with the help of LL. This is my main method. Choice ch variable for selecting a choice. Position for insertion after given node and insertion before given node. C is equals to 0. This is the counter variable to count the total number of nodes in a doubly linked list. M is for positioning. Next, root pointer for pointing the first node of a doubly linked list. P pointer for traversing purpose and new node pointer for creating a memory for newly added node. Initially, I am assigning null to my root pointer. It says that initially we do not have any existing linked list. With the help of this value, we can say that whether linked list, doubly linked list is available or not. Though I have implemented the entire program including the delete operation, but in today's lecture we will cover only 6 operations, that is creation of linked list, inserting a new node in the beginning of doubly linked list, inserting a new node at the end of doubly linked list, inserting a new node after given node by position, and inserting a new node before given node position. And at last we will see the display method through which we can see the content of doubly linked list. Over here in the display, I have mentioned total 2 members of it. The first one, sorry, 3 members of doubly linked list, that is the previous node, current node and next node along with its address, so that we can easily understood the concept of doubly linked list. Fine. So let us start. This is my case number 1, that is for creation of doubly linked list. As you can see, whatever data is provided to program, that will be directly stored in the data part of new node. I have already assigned memory to a new node. Then I will set null to the next part as well as previous part of newly created node, because this is the first node. And then I will check whether root node contains the address of any node or not. If it is null, then we can say the linked list is not available. So what we have to do now onwards, whatever new node we have created just now, that new node is considered as the starting point of doubly linked list. In other words, that newly created node is considered as the root node of doubly linked list. That is why I have written root is equals to new node and incremented the counter by 1, because we are inserting a new element to linked list. So now we can say my doubly linked list contains one root node. If the condition is false, It means if the root node is available, then what we have to do? We have to set the address of root node to the next part of new node, right? It means what? This newly created node will be added in the beginning of doubly linked list. Fine. Same way, what I have to do over here, root of previous is equals to new node. It means in the previous part of root node, I am assigning the address of new node. Since it's a doubly linked list, so we need to assign two addresses to each node. Okay, and later on, what I am telling, whatever new node I have created just now, that new node is considered as a root node. Once again, I am incrementing a node in linked list, so counter has to be incremented. So this is the first case. Now the case number 2 is insertion in the beginning. Though we have already explained the logic, but still I will explain it once again so that you can understand it better. I have assigned memory to newly created node. I have taken the data from the user. In this statement, what I am doing, I am assigning the address of root node to the next part of newly created node. It means, let's say right now I am having this content. Let's say right now this is my existing linked list, and a new node to be inserted in a linked list is, let's say, 5. So what happens just now? In the data part of new node, it will be 5. Okay. In the next part of new node, it should be an address of root node. That is what I have done over here. Similarly, in the previous part, this is my root node. In the previous part of this node, I have to set the address of new node, and that is what I have done with this particular statement, that is new node of previous is equals to null. Sorry, this statement will set null in the previous part of newly created node, and this statement will do what? It will set the previous part of this node, or you can say the previous part of root node with the address of new node. By this way, we are creating a link in this direction. Okay, this particular statement will create link from 5 to 10. Second statement creates a link from 5 to left side. The third statement will create the link from 10 to 5, and at the same time, once again we are incrementing a new node, so the counter should be incremented out. I hope you understood the concept of insertion in the beginning. Next, case number 3, that is insertion at the end. Once again, I have assigned a memory to newly created node. I have received the data from the user. I have set null to the next part and previous part of newly created node. Now what I have to do, I would like to insert a new node at the end. In that case, what I have to do, let's say this is my content, and element to be inserted is, let's say, 15. So what happened? I have to traverse till the last node. So initially my p pointer, or you can say root pointer, will locate to element number 10. By writing this statement, p also locate element number 10, right? So right now p and root, both of these two pointers are locating the same element. Now what I have written, p of next is not equals to null. It means it will check whether the next part of 10 is null. No, it contains the address of 11. Whether the next part of 11 is null. No, it contains the address of 12. Whether the next part of 12 contains null. No, it contains the address of 13. Whether the next part of 13 is null. No, it contains the address of 14. Whether the next part of 14 is null. Yes, the next part of 14 is null. It means what? It won't, p pointer will not move from 14, right? So when I come out from this loop, my P pointer will be here, my root pointer will be here. Fine. So now my P pointer is right now at element number 14. So what I have to do? I have to set how many pointers? 2 pointers. One from 14 to 15 means I need to set the address of 15 in the next part of 14. Similarly, I have to set the address of 14 in the previous part of 15, and that is what I have written over here. P of next. P of next means it's a next part of 14 in which I am going to store the address of 15. At the same time, what I have written, new node of previous is equals to P. It means in the previous part of this newly created node, I am assigning the address of P, that is element number 14, right? So by this way we have created two links between element number 14 and 15. Once again we are inserting this 15 to existing linked list, so I am incrementing the counter. Fine. So this is what the concept of insertion of new node at the end in doubly linked list. Now next logic is insertion of new node after given position in doubly linked list. See, while converting your program for singly to doubly, you need to change only these statements, whatever I have mentioned by writing d-linked list. Okay, just you need to add this statement to convert your program from singly linked list to doubly linked list. Fine. Now as you can see, I have assigned memory to newly created node, taken the data from the user, set the next and the previous address to null in newly created node. Then I am asking for the position that after which node we would like to insert the element. Once again I have set my P pointer to the first node of doubly linked list. M is considered as the position counter. Initially P is at first node, and at the same time I can say my visit counter is also 1, right? Now as you know this condition, it will check whether the linked list is ended or not, and at the same time M less than position will check whether my P pointer reaches to the desired position or not, where I would like to insert an element. Okay, so let us assume that let us assume that this is the content of existing linked list. Fine. Initially my root pointer is at 4. At the same time my P pointer is also at 4, right? Let me tell you that user had provided the position that he would like to enter a new element after third position. Okay, after which position? After third position. Fine. So when I am here, my M is equals to 1, P is also here, right? It will check my position is what? Position is 3. Position is 3, M is equals to 1. Okay, now what happened? It will check whether its next part is null. No, it contains the address of next node. Fine. So this condition is false. At the same time it will check whether M is less than position. So 1 is less than 3. Yes. So it will go inside and change the P pointer to 5. So right now my M will become what? At the same time M is also incremented. So P is at 5 and M is equals to 2. Okay. Next time once again it will check whether the next part of this 5 is null. No. And at the same time whether 2 is less than 3. Both of these two conditions are true. So it will once again move to the next node. So my P pointer will be somewhere at 6, and at the same time M will become 3. Okay. Now once again it will check whether the next part of 6 is null. No, it is not null, it contains the address of 10. So this is true, and m becomes 3, 3 less than 3. The condition is false. It means it will come out from the loop. Right now my p pointer is at node number 6. Okay. Now I reach to the desired position where I would like to insert a new element, and that element is, let's say, element number 8. Okay. So now what I am doing, this is my new node. Fine. Now new node of next, it means what we need to do, my p is here, p of next will contain the address of 10. So what I am doing, I am storing the address of element number 10 into the next part of element number 8 by writing this statement, new node of next. That is, new node of next means this part we are creating this link from 8 to 10. New node of next is equals to p of next, where p of next is equals to what? 10, because the link is somewhere from here and we are trying to create this link. Okay. So right now we are having two links. Okay. Next what I have written, p of next of previous. P of next means what? P of next is 10 and it's previous. So I can say the previous part of element number 10. In the previous part of element number 10, what we need to do, we need to set the address of element number 8. It means I have to create link from 10 to 8. Okay. It means by writing these two statements, what we have done, we have created two links from 8 to 10 and 10 to 8. Okay. And the third statement, p of next is equals to new node. P of next means what? Till now this 6, the next part of this element number 6 contains the address of 10. Now it should contain the address of 8, and that is what I have done over here. In the p of next, what I have assigned, I have assigned the address of 8 by writing this statement. Okay. And the next statement, new node of previous, it means third statement we have created the link from 6 to 8. Now it's time to create link from 8 to 6, right? And that I can do with the help of what? For that I have to assign the address of 6, that is p, into the previous part of 8. Okay. And that is what I have written, new node of previous, new node of previous, okay, is equals to p. So I have created link from 8 to 6. Fine. I hope you understood the concept of inserting a new node after given node. Okay. Now the next case is case number 5, that is insertion of a new node before given position. So this is also the same kind of thing, just we need to stop traversing of p pointer one step ahead of the previous case. Over here we have stopped our p pointer by writing m less than position. In this case what I have to do, I have to stop at m less than position minus 1. That is the only change. The rest of the thing will remain as it is. Okay. So this is what the logic of inserting a new node before given position in doubly linked list. Now the last case of today's lecture, that is displaying a linked list. Okay. For that what we have to do, we have to traverse. So once again I am setting my p pointer to the starting point of doubly linked list, and for each node this p pointer visits, I will check whether it is a null or not. If it is a null, then we do not have to print anything. If it is not null, then we need to print 3 data. As you can see over here, this is my current node, or you can say this is my p pointer. This is the previous node of current pointer, and this is the next node of current pointer. and that you can do. As you can see over here, I have written percentage 4d, that is for the data of previous node, percentage 4u, that is for address of previous node, percentage 4d for address data of current node, percentage 4u for address of current node. This percentage 4d represents the data of next node, percentage 4u represents the address of next node. Okay, as you know, our node contains integer data in it. We need to write down percentage d somewhere, and percentage 4 has been written for arranging the output in a proper format, right? So that is just a format specifier. You don't need to consider this 4 as something else, right? You can omit it also. Okay, as you can see over here, I have written P of previous. Here you need to consider P is the current node. P of previous means it represents the previous node, and previous of data, it means the data of previous node. Next, P of previous, this is the address. P of data, that is the data of current node. P means the address of current node. P of next of data, that is the data of next node, and P of next means the address of next node, right? Okay, so these are the 6 points we need to discuss in today's lectures: creation of linked list, insertion in the beginning, insertion at the end, insertion after given position, insertion before given position, and display the content of doubly linked list. Now let us try to execute the code. Let's say I am selecting first option, that is creation of doubly linked list. I am inserting element number 5. Now let me check whether 5 has been inserted. Yes, you can see over here node 5 has been created, and that is stored at address 2298. Okay, its previous, it contains nothing, 00. In its next node, it contains nothing, 00. It means I can say my doubly linked list contains only one node, and as you can see, it doesn't contain any next or previous node. So next and previous member contains 00, right? Now let me insert a new node at the end, that is case number 3. As you can see, I have inserted a new node at the end, so that will be added at the end. See, this is my first node. In the previous, there is nothing. In the second node, I am having 10, and the address of that node is 2308. Okay, if this is my current node, then its previous node will become 5, and its next node will become 0 because it contains nothing. So I can say right now my linked list contains only two nodes. Okay, now let me insert a new node in the beginning. As you can see, 2 has been inserted in the beginning, right? You can see in the previous part of 2 there is nothing. The next part of 2, that is 5. You can see over here. Okay, in the next part of 2, that is 5. In the next part of 5, that is 10. In the previous part of 5, that is 2318. Okay, in the previous part of 10 is 2298. In the next part of 5 is 2308. Okay, so right now I can say my linked list contains 3 nodes in it. Now let me insert a new node after given position. Let me insert new node after position number 2. Okay, so I should select option number 4. Enter element number 7 after position number 2. So it should be added after 5. Fine, let me check. As you can see, the 7 has been added after 5. Over here, you need to consider the address part very importantly, because that is the only proof we are having for doubly linked list. Okay, 2318 2298, 2318 2298, 2328, 2398, 2328, 2308. You can see the sequence: 1898, 1898, 9828, 9828, 2808, 2808. Okay. Next, inserting a new node before given position. Okay, so let me insert 9 before 10. So that should be 1, 2, 3, 4 before fourth position. Okay, before fourth position. Okay, so as you can see, 9 has been inserted before fourth position. Initially at fourth position there was 10, and right now 9 is there. Once again you can check 28, 38, 28, 38, 38, 08, 38, 08, right? So I hope in today's lecture you have understood these 6 operations whatever we have performed in doubly linked list. Have a look of a code. In our next video lecture, I will demonstrate you the deletion operation. Thank you. Thanks for watching this video lecture.